Now let's go to the list. Let's go to the list part. So how many of you are aware of arrays? What are arrays? What are arrays, guys? Array. Array is a data type which is having similar objects. Yes or no? Collection of data with similar data type. So in Python, there is a data type which similarly looks like an array but not an array, which is called as a list. But in Python, list is declared in this way with the square brackets. Of course, how the array is created, in the same way it is created, but here you can give strings, you can give integers, you can give floating points, you can give boolean, you can give anything. So from this, can you please tell whether list is a homogeneous or a heterogeneous component? List is a heterogeneous component. List is a heterogeneous component. Now let's see whether lists are mutable or not. So in the same way, likewise we have indexing for strings. The indexing is also there for list. So the first element is given as 0, the second element number is given as 1, third as 2, fourth as 3, fifth as 4. In the same way, negative indexing as well. Anything is -1, this is -2, -3, -4, and -5. So let's grab the element true. How can you grab the element true with the index number? Can you please tell me? List of 0, 1, 2, and 3. Just execute this. So list of 3 is nothing but true. Likewise, you have positive indexing, you will have negative indexing also, -3. It is 10.5. You'll also have starting and end slicing. Starting and end slicing, negative start and end slicing will also be there. Likewise, we have in the strings, the same thing will be there in the list also. Now let's see whether you can append or you can create a other updation in the list or not. Now in place of true, I would like to replace it with some string. Okay, so what I do, list of 3 is equal to hello hi. Now just execute this and again call that list. If you see, this true got replaced with hello hi. So that means list is a heterogeneous and mutable type of data type. So indexing is possible, slicing is possible. Let's see some of the functions of list. Let's see some of the functions of a list. So what is the keyword that is used to check the functions of any data type? Functions. dir. dir of list. Just execute this. Then you will find all the functions which are there in the list. So one is append, one is clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, and sort. So let's see all these functions now. So what is the list that I have? I have app. This is the list I have. Now I use a function called append. So let's see what happens if you use append. List dot append, and it should have an argument a. If you just execute this and type the list, your a got appended. Your a got appended. So you can append string, you can append a integer, you can append even a list also. Have you seen this? So you can append a single element to a list. So append is used to add elements at the last. Okay, I'll tell you Vaishnavi, which is nothing but called as insert. Insert function is used. Okay, now clear is used to clear the list. So list dot clear. Execute this. Now call the list. Everything got cleared. So I'll run the list again because I've cleared it, right? Again, I've cleared it. I have to run it again. So now let's see the other function. So append is to append a number. Clear is to clear the whole the list. Copy is used to create another list with the same element. So I have list here, right? So list2 is equal to list dot copy. List dot copy. Just give this list2. You will find list1 and list2 as the similar elements. So copy is used to copy the elements from one list to another. From one list to another. Now let's see what is the another function. You have count. So count is used to count the number of times any element got repeated. For suppose I want to take the count of apple. So what I do, list dot count of apple. So in the list, how many times apple got created? One time. Yes. So it gave the count as 1. So it will say how many times this apple got repeated in a whole list. So if you consider the whole list, it was repeated only once. I mean, it has only one apple. So that's the reason it gave 1 as the count. Now let's see extend. List dot extend of 1. So it says it is not iterable. 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. Just execute this and see the list. So even though you gave a list, it got appended with the elements in the list. Excuse me, I'm really sorry, guys. So can you please tell me the difference between this extend and append? Can you find any difference between extend and append? Can you find the relation difference between extend and append, guys? Append is adding the whole thing as one element, but extend is adding the whole element as a different elements. All right, now if suppose I want, you have to pass the list in the extend, right? You're extending the list with different numbers. So let's see the other function, which is insert. Now in between 10 and apple, yes, you have to append, you have to insert another thing over here. So now what I do, list of 1, list dot insert in first index, comma something. So now list became, so yy is inserted in between. So you have to take the index number. For suppose you would take it as 10. In the 10th position, this is got inserted. So if you want to insert any number in between, you have to use insert with the index number. So here this is the index number, this is the element that you want to append. Now if suppose I want to append an integer, so what I'm doing in the 5th index, I am appending, I'm inserting 2. So if you see, 2 came in the 5th index, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will, Vaishnavi, once I'm done with the functions, I'll explain that, okay? So this is what insert is. Now coming to pop, let's see what pop is doing. List dot pop. If you see, something is removed. If you see list, 4th element is, the last element is removed. So pop used to remove the last element. So it follows the concept last, first, last in, first out. Last in, first out. So which is the number that is entered at the last will be removed first. Pop is that. Now list dot remove is used to remove the desired variable. Now I want to remove this 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I put, remove 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. Just execute this and call the list again. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 got removed. So reverse is nothing but it will reverse the list. Reverse the list. So now the first element is apple, the last element is YY, right? If you use list dot reverse, YY becomes first, apple becomes last. You see list, it is reversed. Now the last function, which is sort. List dot sort. It gives an error because not supported between instances integer and string. So sort is used to create a list in ascending order. So as you have strings in between, you cannot compare strings and numbers, right? So that's the reason sorting is not possible. If suppose you have list like this, list 2 is equal to 7 comma 4 comma a 6 comma 1 comma 8 comma 2, list 2 dot sort list 2. So it got sorted. So this is all about lists.